Hey guys, hope you can hear me. It's a very stormy day out here. I had a couple projects at home. I tried doing this video in the Scout a few minutes ago and it was just too loud and bumpy and shaky, and I thought I was going to give you guys kind of a heart attack and make you seasick trying to ride in the Scout over some of these old Central Oregon rocks out here in the high desert. Yes, I am blessed to have this public land, the BLM land, a couple, literally 3 minutes probably from my house. I can be out in these areas. So right now we're waiting for epoxy to dry. We're finishing the door fabrication, and I thought I'd come out and get a little practice. I am a concealed carry holder. I have been for many years. If that is not part of your belief, I just ask that you're respectful in the comments below for it. But part of that responsibility of being a concealed carry holder and carrying every day is this. I want to be proficient. I want to be accurate. I just don't want to carry it because I have some weird clandestine thing to be the savior. It's my personal belief that I am responsible for myself and my loved ones first and foremost. You know, help is always a little bit longer away, especially when you live out here in remote areas like I do in Oregon. It may be different where you live, but certainly it's just part of my personal belief, and I've done it for a very long time. So with that, this video today is actually going to be a product review video while I'm out here. I've had this product for just over a year. It's the Olight flashlight. We'll get to it in a second. I'll put up some photos here. However, the product speaks for itself. It is rock solid. It's got really cool features that we'll talk about here in a bit. But while I'm out here, I want to talk about a little bit about philosophy. Yeah, I carry a couple garbage cans or garbage sacks. Usually one is to pick up my own brass. I usually try to find a wide open area where I can pick up my own brass that fires from my pistol. In the case today, I use a metal target, so I'm not shooting at paper, plastic. I don't bring refuse out here. I put in a few photos, but the second bag that I bring out here is for your guys' trash. Those that are not responsible enough to take care of, and it gets exhausting to come out here and pick up after other people. And it's no different whether you recreate through four-wheel drive, motorcycles, anything. In fact, I just saw a guy the other day swing a thing of trash into our irrigation canal, and I nearly slammed on the brakes and went and had a word with him, and it just wasn't the appropriate time. But it really just eats me up inside. So yes, I bring two giant garbage sacks. One is for the brass, which is about the only trash that I create out here, and then other trash that I find in this area. I try to find places where people don't go because I'm tired of picking up other people's trash, and I don't want to be associated leaving that known shooting area out here in the public land as being that. So that part of the rant is over. The other part of this is just lights in general on firearms. I'm not going to get into too much specifics because I'm sure if you are interested in it and you're looking at this video, you either know or you can certainly find it through your already channels that you follow. Just be careful about putting a light on a firearm. Yes, identify your target, absolutely, but you do not want to be muzzling somebody while you're identifying it. I always have a secondary flashlight with me. Now, I will say sometimes it is that PL Valkyrie, this Olight, that I use, and I can use it in a secondary hand. I don't have to have it mounted to my pistol in order to use it effectively, but I'm not going to be muzzling my target. Yeah, if you want to have a weapons light as a backup, a secondary, once you have identified the threat, that's great. That all goes out the window. But I'm not going to be muzzling anything with my pistol until I identify it properly as something that is potentially a threat to me or my family. So, secondary high-powered flashlight is first. I don't care what you do. And then let's get into the review after that. Let's fire some rounds. Because if you follow my channel for a long time, you know my cup holder is a big thing of duct tape here, which is perfect when you're trying to fix a tripod mount to make videos for you guys. All right, guys, we're back in the Scout. The storms are still kicking up. The winds are going crazy out there. And let's head back to the studio and talk about the Olight just a little bit more so you can actually hear me. If you have not visited out in the desert in the springtime, it is a rare treat. I'm always blessed to get out here in the backcountry of Eastern Oregon. A lot of people think the deserts are just void of any sort of beauty. They have their own beauty, and right now all the wildflowers are just going crazy. All right, guys, well, the product that we came back into the studio out of the wind to talk about is the Olight. This is the PL Mini. And although I've owned other weapons lights before,
I gotta say, I really like the size, the function, the power of this. Of course, every year LED technology seems to get better and better. This PL Mini is everything you're gonna need. They do make bigger ones. There's a version 2. They've got some that go all the way up to 1200 if you want to put on some of a larger weapons light. But for pistols, for home defense, for bump in the night, and again, I talked about a little bit of the rant of making sure you have a primary light for identifying your target. But with all that out of the way, just using the Olight, I've got more use out of this little guy, just as kind of a daily thing. It's got about 1,000 rounds through an XDM. That's what I primarily had the Mini stop to, because my daily carry does not have a rail. I use a Ruger LC9, and again, as I've talked about, I also don't have holsters that hold this little guy. But Olight is really making a name for themselves in the weapon light industry, and the holster companies are following suit. And there's lots of good companies out there making holsters with the Olight. So if you're somebody that wants to daily carry with a light, I always have a secondary light. This primarily stays on the bedstand and gets attached to whatever weapons light that I've got there, or weapon system. Simple as this guy, works very well. Now, I'll put in a quick shot. It is a USB charged with a magnet. Now, if you guys own any other Olight systems, they use a very, very similar system. However, this one actually says the word special on it. That's not to get confused with the other charging systems. That's my only gripe with this little light, is I don't know why it needs to be separate. I mark it with a separate cable. I have to charge it. I need to make sure that when I grab my Olight headlamp for Wildland Fire Service, and I'm carrying the right normal charging, that I'm not sure why the weapons light need to have reversed polarity so that they're only doing the special edition. That's my only gripe, because I do have other Olights and I really like them. That's the main reason that the headlamp is coming back this fire season with me, because I can just simply leave the headlamp on my hard hat and plug it into the truck on the way back to camp or wherever headed that night, and I know it's going to be charged and ready for the next shift. Now with this little guy, it's super simple. You've got 2 tabs on each side, similar to other weapons light, but it's extremely intuitive. It's not going to do anything when you squeeze it. It's basically a click, and you can see it comes on there. And if you press and hold and then let go, that's your momentary. There's no weird tricks to remember. It's very intuitive. I'll put it on a pistol here and we'll show you. All right, now to put this on any of your weapons, your pistols, things that needs a good weapons light, that simply ratchets on. Very simple, very intuitive, very secure mount. And of course, if you're right hand and you want to actuate it with your index finger, keeping your finger off the trigger at all times, again, on and hold, let go, off. That's your momentary. You want to just click it on, click it off, and of course with your secondary hand you can come up here and easily access it with your thumb. If you've got a good grip, you can use that right away. Boom, got it. Back to the pistol, boom, clearing light. That's how I prefer to do it. That's the way I train with my left hand, and I keep this one just to the side. So very easy to take on and off. Again, you can easily just throw it in your drawer if you put a USB in there. The magnet ties on, pretty intuitive. I've mentioned just my gripe about having the special edition lens, but at 400 lumens, as you see from the night shots, more than enough to carry down the road, to carry down the hallway, to clear a room. It is a fantastic little light. I'm not sure you'd need anything more than the Mini, especially for daily carry onto a pistol. If you're going to a larger light, you live in a ranch, you want a little bit more throw, looking at their other lights. Let me know if you guys are interested in weapons light, pistol light, if you guys carry every day. This has been Beast with Olight's PL Mini. Hands down, game changer. Really appreciate this thing. It's got a lot of use, and Olight just keeps coming back with better technology every time. So check out their website, put a link down below. You guys take care, and we'll see you down the road. Thanks for all the love and support. You guys are amazing. Please like, share, and subscribe. Follow the adventure on social media, and we'll see you on the road.